Hi, good morning guys, and welcome to the next installment of this Totalsports running specific stability, strength and conditioning class. Okay, here from the Sports Science Institute of South Africa. Hope you're all doing well this week. Okay, we're going to start off just explaining what you're going to need for today. So you're going to need a chair or bench about knee height, a little bit lower. Okay, you're going to need one ball or something similar that you can use to throw against the wall. Okay, like a nice soft ball or something similar. Okay, and you're going to need two light objects. Alright, we're going to start off getting a bit warm. So starting off with 20 jumping jacks. Okay, so jumping jacks to the side and back in 20 reps. It's getting the heart rate up, blood flowing a little bit. Last two. 20. Good, then just on the spot. Going into butt kicks, we can do 20 per side. Keeping your chest up, hips nice and stable. And relax. Okay, then again just on the spot, doing some high knee hops. Okay, so one knee up, skipping back to the other side. Just staying on the spot, keep your hips nice and stable, core nice and tight, 20 per side. And relax. Good. Okay, then you're going to need a pole or towel, anything really that you can hold over your head, so nice and light. Okay, with the object overhead, make sure you're bracing your core nice and tight, so you're keeping your ribs down to your hips. Okay, squeezing the glutes, we're raising one knee up. Okay, keeping hips nice and stable, and then other knee up. Hips nice and stable. Okay, so just raising alternate knees up, keeping your core tight, hips as stable as you can. 10 per side. And relax. Still keeping the pole overhead, take your one knee up, rotate out to the side, and then all the way back in. Do 10 on the one side, 10 on the other. Make sure you're not moving anywhere else in your body, just working from the hip. Last one. 10. Other side. Good. Keep your hips nice and stable, core tight. Try not to rotate or lean to the side. Last one. Good, and then still keeping the pole overhead. Last one, we're doing quick high knees. Again, keep your hips nice and stable and your core braced. Let's do 20 per side. And relax. Good. Right, I hope they got the heart rate up, a little bit warm. Now we're going to some dynamic stretches on the floor. Okay. Starting with our hip to hamstring. Okay, placing one leg forward, hands by the side of your front foot. Rock back, straighten your front leg, raise your back knee up. Push your hips forward and reach up. Doing 5 per side. That's 3. Last one. 5. Changing sides. 2 more. And last one, 5. Okay, then staying on the floor. Take your one foot out the side in line with the opposite knee, toes pointing forward. Okay, you're going to push your bum back towards your heel, stretching out adductors, and then push your hips forward. It's 5 on each side. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, last one, 5. Changing sides. And last one. 5. Okay, going into our seated hip openers. Okay, so hips are neither 90 degrees. Turning towards your one side, try not to use your hands. Push your hips forward, sitting up. Control slowly down. Rotating across to the opposite side. Pushing your hips forward. Controlling slowly down. Okay, try and keep your heels stationary as you twist from side to side. Doing 5 per side in total. That's 2 per side. Three. 4, going for your last one. 5. Okay, then going to a pike stride and rotate. So you're going to a pike position, pushing your head through your shoulders, your heels towards the ground. Bring your one leg forward to that hand, elbow down towards the instep, and rotate out as far as you can to the side. Let your eyes follow your thumb. Okay, back into a pike, opposite side, elbow to instep, reach for the sky. 4 more on each side. That's 3. 4, going for our last one each side. And 5. Good. Okay, from there you're going to stamp out the calves just to loosen up the Achilles. So top plank is ultimately pushing your one heel to the ground, other heel to the ground. 20 per side. And relax. Okay, for the next one you're going to need to go against a wall or couch, something similar. Okay, I'm going to use this bench. I'm going to make a wall. Okay, you're going to place your one foot about a foot width away from the wall or the couch. Make sure you're keeping your heel flat on the ground. Okay, your back knee can stay on the ground as well. Okay, then you're going to drive your front knee in line with your second toe, all the way forward as far as you can, trying to touch the wall or couch. You're keeping your heel flat on the ground, so don't let it lift off the ground. Okay, if you find that you touch the wall easily, then you can move your foot a little bit away and try and go again. You basically want to find a distance away from the wall or couch at which you're just touching the wall or couch without your heel coming off. Okay, once you've found that position, we're going to just floss backwards and forwards, keeping your knee straight in line with your second toe, 10 times. Okay, so we're just flossing forward and back. Forward, forward, pressure forward, keep your heel flat, just a bit of stretch in your Achilles. 4, 8, so 2 left. That's 10. changing sides. Again, just first check with distance that is perfect for you, away from the wall of couch, such that your heel stays flat because your knee is just touching the front. Okay, without any compensations like rotation to the side. Okay, so driving your knee forward and rocking back. Pushing the knee forward, little stretch in the Achilles and rock back. Last two. Okay. Then we're going to use that ankle range of motion we just got. We're going to go into 10 wall squats. Okay, like number 4, so sitting up against the wall about a foot away. Okay, feet hip distance apart, toes pointing forward. Hands just outside the shoulder width apart on the wall. From there, pushing your bum back and down, sitting back into your hips, heels staying flat, standing up. Okay, make sure your knees aren't touching the wall and your heels aren't lifting up. Okay, we're going to go a little bit closer if you can. I'm going for 10 reps. It's 5, 6. Get as low as you can in your squat. Sitting back into your heels, keeping your chest up. Last 2. And relax. Right. Hope you're well warmed up after that. Then you're going to need a soft ball, okay, or something similar that you're able to throw against the wall. If you don't have something like that, then you can just use light weight and do rotations. Okay, or if you have a friend or family member around, you can throw the ball or object back and forth between the two of you. Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to stand on the outside leg relative to the wall. Okay, make sure you're squeezing your glutes, keeping your hips nice and stable, your other knee is coming up to just beyond 90 degrees, holding the ball in front of you. You're going to throw it to the side on the wall, catch it, and make sure you're stabilizing, not falling over. Okay, so maintain your balance and stability as best you can. Okay, we can do 12 throws on the one side, 12 on the other side. Okay, make sure you stand on the outside leg, inside leg is up, nice and high, core tight, hips nice and stable, going to the side. Stay stable as you can, try not to fall over, try not to let your hips drop or ankles roll in. Last 2. Good, changing sides. Okay, so other leg standing, other knee up, hips squeeze nice and tight, core tight, going to the side. Last one. Good. Right. So a little bit of hip and ankle activation. Then we're going to need a chair or bench, okay, about knee height or just a bit lower, and then one object or weight. Okay. We're going to be doing single leg clean to the box. Okay, focus is driving through your posterior chain and going into full extension of your foot, ankle, and your big toe. Okay, so you're going to hold the object in the opposite hand to the leg on the floor. Slightly bend that knee. You're going to hinge your hips back, kick your non-standing leg back, lower the weight down to just about your knee level. From there, drive through your glutes and hamstrings to propel the object up to your shoulder as you bring the other knee through and onto the chair or bench in front of you, and you're going up into your toes on that back leg. Okay, so full extension of the toes to the back leg. Controlling back, going to your next rep. So in full motion, to show you one example, down to here, up, onto your big toe at the back. Okay, we're going to be doing 8 on the one leg, 8 on the other. So slowly controlling down, drive through your glutes and hamstrings, up onto your toes at the back. 2 more. Actually, fully propelling your foot onto your toes. Last one. Good, changing sides. Okay, focus on the triple extension, hips, knees, ankles, toes, all locking out. Five. Last 2. And relax. Okay, well done. Slowing the pace down again, good. Grabbing a ball or object that you're rotating with or throwing to a partner. Okay, standing the outside leg. Again, push your big toe down. Squeeze the glutes. Squeeze the core nice and tight. Hips as stable as you can. Chest up. Going to the side. Stabilizing. Let's do 2 more. And relax. Good, changing sides. Good, keep staying as stable as you can. Keep the opposite knee up. 3 to go. And relax. Done. Okay, so you can exercise using your object and chair or bench. Okay, remember focusing on glutes, hamstring extension, all the way up into your big toe. Control it down, quickly up, onto your toes and back. That's 4, halfway. Last 2. And relax. Hold on. Changing sides. Halfway. 6, 2 to go. Keep extending the right through your hip, going all the way up into your big toe. Last one. And relax. Well done. Right, for the next exercise, you're going to need a small chair or bench or ledge. Okay, behind you, and then a weight or an object in the front. Okay, so I'm using 1 dumbbell. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is a split squat with a multi-planar reach. So we're going to be reaching to the side, overhead and forward, whilst maintaining perfect stability in the hips and a good alignment between your ankle, your knee and your hip. Right, so you're going to have your rear foot elevated, toes curled under, stepping forward with your knee directly above your ankle and allowing for second toe. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your core nice and tight, keeping your hips stable. As you go into a squat, you're going to take the weight down to the one side, come back up to standing, okay, then reach the object over your head, come back up to standing, and then reach forward and drive up, back to standing. Okay, that's 1 rep, and we're going to be doing 5 on the one leg and 5 on the other. Alright. Okay, so make sure everything stays nice and tight, and your hips and knee remain facing forward. Okay, so then back into your hips, object to the side, squeeze the glute, driving up, reach overhead, driving up, reaching forward, driving up. That's 1. That's 2. 3. 4. Last set. And relax. Nice work. Changing sides. Okay, again, hips nice and stable, facing forward, knees straight, chest up. Squeeze your core nice and tight. Sit back into your hips. Take the weight to the side. Driving up. Reach overhead. Driving up. Reaching forward. Driving up. That's 1. Three, 2 rounds left. Last round for the set. And relax. Whew. Little quad burn. Okay, well done. Second exercise will be hamstring walkouts with a bit of end range drumming. Okay, so just progressing an exercise we've done before. So you're going to be lying on your back, hands across your shoulders, heels nice and close to your body, make sure your toes are straight. Okay, push through your heels into the ground, squeezing your bum up. Slowly walk your feet out. When you get to a very slight bend in your knees, you're going to do 8 drummings per leg. In total, so 4 per leg. Okay, and then walk your feet all the way back in. Okay, and that's 1 rep. So we're going to be doing 8 reps in total. Each time you're doing 8 drums at the end range, 4 per leg, and driving back in. Make sure you keep squeezing your glutes and your core nice and tight, and you're keeping your hips up the whole time. Okay, so hands across the shoulders, squeeze your bum up. Slowly walking your feet out, keep your hips nice and stable, drumming at the end, and walk your feet back in. It's 1. That's 2. Good, that's 3. 4, we're halfway. 5. 6, 2 left. 7, going for your last one. 'And slowly relax. Whew. Make the hamstrings work a bit. Okay, coming up. Going back to our split squat. Okay, so 1 more set of those 2 exercises. Okay, rear foot elevated, front foot forward, knee above the ankle, weight into your chest, brace your core nice and tight, sitting back into your hips, taking the weight to the side, driving up, reaching overhead, driving up, reaching forward, driving up. That's 1, 4 more. 3, 4, last round. And relax. Well done. Changing sides. That's one. Keep the core tight, hips nice and stable. Sitting back into your front leg. 2. 4, going for our last round. And relax. Well done. Okay, going back to our hamstring walkouts with drumming at the end. Okay, lying in the back. Knees bent, heels nice and close to your bum. Hands across your shoulders. Squeeze your core nice and tight. Raising the hips up. Slowly walking 1 foot out at a time. Near the end range, 8 drums. And walking back in. That's 1. 2. 3. 4. We're halfway. Keep driving the hips up. Keep the core tight. 5. 6. We've got 2 left. Going for our last one. And slowly relax. Whew, that's a tough one. Right, well done. Now we're going to our small conditioning block. Let's grab a bit of water, a bit of a rest. I'm going to do 4 exercises for our conditioning block, 2 rounds, and then finishing off with a nice stretch. Okay, so for conditioning you're going to need 2 light objects. And if you have one slightly heavier object, but if not, you can just use one of the lighter objects. Okay, we're going to start off with plyo lunges. Okay, it's going to be 10 per leg, so 20 in total. That's going to be in a split stance. Okay, lunging down, jumping up, catching with the other leg in front, lunging down and up. Try and make it a continuous motion. Okay, it's going to be 10 per leg. And then we're going to be doing water bottle throws. Okay, so you can use 2 water bottles, for example 500 ml each. Okay, I'm going to be using 2 half a kilogram dumbbells. Okay, so the same weight as 2 water bottles. Basically what we're focusing on here is deceleration going into your glutes and hamstrings. Okay, so you're holding them up over your head. Slightly bend the knee of the standing leg. From there, you're going to be throwing objects down on either side of your knee as you hinge your hips quickly back and then come back up to standing with the opposite knee coming through. So quickly throwing down, decelerating into your hip, coming back up. Okay, from the side, objects overhead, throwing down, quickly decelerating, coming back up. Okay, main focus is on decelerating into your glutes and hamstrings, okay, while maintaining good hip stability and alignment in your leg. Okay, the third movement is going to be a split jerk. So you're going to hold one object, it's going to be the heavier one, on the opposite shoulder, so the leg is going to go in front. Okay, we're going to do 6 on one side, 6 on the other. So it's going to be a small dip of the hips going back, drive up explosively, you're going to press the object overhead as you land in a split. Okay, regroup your feet, bring the object back down, dip. Okay, make sure that you're landing with your feet slightly offset, so they're not too much in line and you're struggling for balance. Okay, 6 per side, and then finishing off with 30 mountain climbers per side. So hands are beneath your shoulders, core tight, hip stable, nice and quick. Knee up, kicking back 30 per side. Right, it's going to be quite challenging. I think you're ready for this. 2 rounds, and then we're just finishing with a stretch. Okay. So starting with our plie and lunge. Put your hands on your hips, core nice and tight, hip stable, 10 per side. It's 10 halfway. And relax. Good. Grabbing your 2 light objects or water bottles. Going to our water bottle throws. Okay, we're doing 8 per side. So overhead, throwing down, decelerating, coming back up. Last one. 8. Good, changing sides. Try to maintain your balance as best you can. That's 6, we've got 2 left. And relax. Good. Going to your split jerks. So grab your one object onto your shoulder, opposite leg is going forward. Make sure your feet are slightly offset as you land. Let's dip, drive, catch in a half a lunge position. Feet back together, object down. It's 2. Last one. 6. Good, changing sides. Last one. And relax. Finishing off the round with 30 mountain climbers each side. Nice and quick. Keep your core braced, hips nice and stable. Let's go. And relax. Good way to start a Thursday morning. Take a bit of a break. Okay, let you rest for about 30-45 seconds. Then we're going into one more set. Okay, I think those water bottle throws are probably the most complex movement. Just as best you can, try and maintain your balance as you go into that rapid hip hinge. Okay, 15 seconds. We're going to round 2. This will be our last bit of hard work for today before finishing off with the stretch. Okay, Ready, fly lunges. 3, 2, 1, go. Eighteen, 20. Good. Grabbing your light objects. Force the bottom toes. Okay, standing on one leg, knee up, objects overhead. Keep your core tight. Hip hinge back. Up to standing. It's 2. Last 2. And relax. Good, changing sides. That's 3. Halfway. Keep it up, keep the core tight, hips nice and stable. Last 2. And relax. Well done. Okay, with one object, split jerks, object on your shoulder, explosive drive, landing in half a lunge. Dip and split. That's 1. 3. 5. 6. Good, change sides. For 2 more. And 6, well done. Finishing off with mountain climbers, 30% off. Okay, let's finish strong. And relax. Whew, well done. Right guys, we can stay on the ground. I'm going to finish off with a brief stretch and then move on to the rest of our day. Alright, well done. Okay, so we start with our lower back stretch. Lying down. Take one knee across, pulling it with the opposite hand. Reach the opposite shoulder to the other side. Change sides. Okay, relax. Tuck your one knee into your chest, as close as you can. Okay, then grab behind that thigh, extend the leg out, pulling your toes back towards your face. And relax, change sides, other knee into your chest. Grab behind the thigh, extend the leg out, point your toes back to your face. Good, place your one foot on your opposite knee. Grab behind that thigh, pull it back towards the body, keep your lower back flat. Push the opposite knee slightly out with your elbow. Change sides. Okay, coming up to a sitting position, cross your legs. Okay, sitting upright, and then creep your hands forward, as far forward as you can, keeping your hip bones on the floor. Shimmy your hands across towards your one knee, okay, so that your chest is now facing towards that knee, and you're reaching with the opposite hand relative to the side that you're leaning towards. Okay, shimmying across to the opposite side. Again, reaching with the opposite hand. Okay, sitting up, coming into the kneeling position, half kneeling. Okay, one knee forward, squeeze your core nice and tight, squeeze through the glutes, push your hips slightly forward. Okay, until end range without arching to your back. Raise that arm up, same arm as the back leg. Lean slightly to the side of the front knee. Okay, take the inside elbow down and slowly descend as low as you can towards your foot or ankle. Stay in that position, just try and keep sinking as low as you can. Coming up, change sides. Okay, again, squeeze your stomach, your glutes, pushing the hips forward. Arm up, leaning to the side of the front knee. Make sure you're arching to your back. Okay, inside elbow down towards your instep, as low as you can. And relax, going up into a downward dog. Okay, head through your shoulders, pushing your heels towards the ground as low as you can. Actively push through your shoulders, through your hands into the floor. Take your one foot onto your opposite heel, pushing down to the ground. Bend the knee of the leg being stretched, keep pushing down with the opposite foot onto that heel. And change sides, initially with the leg being stretched straight, pushing with the other foot onto the heel. Bend the knee of the leg being stretched, keep pushing with the opposite foot onto the heel. Okay, relax, bring your knees down to the ground, hips back to your heels, reach your hands forward, pushing your bum back to your heels. Alright, that's all we have time for today. Thanks very much for joining. Hope you enjoyed the session. Got a little bit sweaty. Okay, have a fantastic weekend. Hope to see you again next week. Thanks again.